Let's talk about education, healthcare, and finance. Let's take each one of those apart. What are the opportunities in each?
Well, just think about healthcare. So look, my dad is in renal failure, which means he's in end-stage renal failure. 3 times a week, he has to go to the hospital. They drain his blood, they clean his blood, they pump his blood back into his body. This year, he's had diabetes for 30 years. He's 75, so he's had it since he was mid-40s. 10 years of pills, 10 years of insulin, and now 10 years of dialysis. And now he's at the end of that, and there's no solution for that, so he's going to die. Now, I have all this money. I have all this influence. I have all this notoriety. I can't do anything about my dad. That really fucking is frustrating.
Sure.
Like, frustrating. And so I started a company around diabetes. And very simple idea. There's been a lot of literature that says if you can just understand the data, you can actually control how people's diabetes changes. Now, does anybody here have a relative or a mother, father, somebody you care about with diabetes? Anybody have? I mean, look how many fucking people's hands are raised.
It's almost everybody.
I mean, that's like, this is an epidemic, okay? And it has massive socioeconomic ramifications beyond the obvious, right? Like if you look at like inner city development, like it's like no fresh food gets into there, you know? There's no Whole Foods there. There's just Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. And so what happens? Diabetes gets worse and worse and worse. You talk about whole swaths of populations that are held down, right? Is that right? It's not fucking right. So what do? So what did I do? Okay, let's just start by getting the goddamn data off the glucometer. You get it off the glucometer, you send it into the cloud, you use some simple machine learning, you apply some heuristics, you save people's lives. And it's shown to be effective. So we do that. It takes us 3-4 years. It takes us $5 or $6 million. So be it. But at the end of it now, that's a business that is signed contracts in the last 8 weeks to take care of 3 million patients in the US at $100 a patient a year. That's a $300 million revenue business overnight. That's going to be a $50 billion company. I own half of it. Okay?
Yeah.
So then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do the same thing in asthma and COPD. I'm going to do the same thing in chronic heart failure.